What's going on, everybody? This video is basically going to be like a video blog, kind of my personal record for my first attempt here at breeding superworms. But I'm sure it can be used for a guide for anybody who might be interested in doing it themselves. So like I said, this is day one. Just got my superworms here housed individually. Superworms, unlike mealies, if you've ever bred those guys, will not pupate in a community setting. So you have to put them individually like this. Plastic cups, film canisters, things like that work great. You want to avoid things like paper cups, styrofoam cups. These guys will chew through them and they will escape. These boxes that I have them in right here, these are old tackle organizers. You can get them basically anywhere they sell bait and tackle. These ones right here happen to come from Bass Pro Shops. But they have these great little sliding dividers, hard plastic, so they can't chew through them, and they make these great little compartments for them. When you house your superworms individually like this, you want to make sure you just put the superworm in there, no food. Starving kind of helps them, well, kind of forces them into pupating as well. So basically these boxes hold about 36. Right here I have about 100 or so, 180. I think I have 5 boxes here. So basically it takes about 10 to 14 days for your superworms to pupate and turn into pupa. So I'm going to check back in basically every major step of the way. So we have day one here, first separating your superworms, and I'll check back in and make an update in about 2 weeks, about 10 to 14 days, when see if we have any pupa, any dead superworms, and basically just see where we stand. I plan on making this video go from day one right here to a full-blown colony, so stay watching. Alright guys, we're back with another update. It has been 11 days and we have more and more pupa. This is just one box out of the 5 that I have. They all look pretty much like this. This one's probably the one that's the most advanced. This one only has 5 superworms left. They'll probably bust out of there today. They've been curled up for a long time, but as you can see, the rest are all pupa. Pupa definitely correspond to their superworm size. I don't know if you can see this guy here. He was a real tiny superworm, and he made a real tiny pupa. And then we got this guy over here who was a real big superworm, and he made a real big pupa. So they definitely correlate to how big they are when you put them to morph. I've heard of some people taking all their pupa like this and putting them together and making like a pre-beetle pupa colony. I'm going to opt against doing that. I've heard some horror stories of the first beetles to morph, sometimes eating the other pupas and causing a lot of problems. So I'm just going to leave them in here until they turn into beetles, and from there they'll go into their breeding boxes. So this is day 11, and we have pupa, a whole bunch of them. Alright guys, we're back. It's day 21, exactly 21 days since I first separated our superworms, and we have our first beetles. These guys, they don't look like they're fully developed yet. They're still kind of red. These ones in here, as you can see, there's some in here that are actually like, they're kind of half pupa, half beetle. They're still in their metamorphosis phase, but it's really cool looking. You got some pupa here still that they're really kind of creamy still looking. Those are still got a ways to go, and then you have others that kind of look burnt almost. They look like they're dying or something like that. They're not. That's part of their metamorphosis. After they turn that real dark kind of burnt color, they pop out and they turn into those guys right there, and then I guess from there they pop out and they turn into those guys right there. And then I guess they get I have seen beetles before, and they're much like darker. They're really jet black. So I'm gonna leave these guys in here until they have that real like nice dark black color. I don't want to take them out too soon. All the beetles do seem to be eating their like sheds, their pupa sheds. So I guess that's normal. I'm going to keep us updated. As soon as I move them into the breeding habitat, breeding little box I have for them, I'll let you guys know, and I'll make another update. Alright guys, we're back with what I think is going to be basically our last update. Our last update, you saw all our superworms had turned to beetles, so we're done with those old boxes, and now what we're working with here, this is a 3-drawer Starlight box system. It's 12 inches by 12 inches. It's actually like 13 by 13, so it's a little bit bigger than 1 square foot. But these 3 drawers work great. The way I have my system set up here is this bottom drawer. This is basically the breeding drawer. All my beetles are in here. As you can see, there's a bunch in there, a ton under here, a bunch in there. A bunch in there. These are just egg cartons. You can use old toilet paper rolls. I've heard people using like sticks and branches and stuff. I personally wouldn't recommend that. I don't bring anything from outside into my herp room, so that's just kind of good keeping. You don't want to bring parasites, any type of bugs, stuff like that. This is just old nasty celery. You can use any type of fruit or vegetable really. I use carrots, celery, grapes, potatoes, basically anything that I have lying around that I'm not using or that's going to go bad soon, I use that. This stuff down here, this is just regular old raw oatmeal you can buy in any grocery store. So the beetles live about 10 to 15 days. That's their whole lifespan. In that time, they'll eat, they'll mate, they'll lay eggs, and then they'll die. Once all of these beetles are dead, once the very last beetle in here dies, I'll take this whole drawer and all its contents, and it moves up into here, this is my nursery basically. This holds all the eggs and all the real tiny superworms. You can't really see anything. It's you just see oatmeal. So. Once the superworms in here get a little bit bigger and you can actually see them, they'll move up into here, and this is my actual superworm feeding drawer. You can see lots of superworms in here. Again, this is just all regular oatmeal. You can buy like the cheapest stuff you can find, generic oatmeal, and they love it. For moisture, like I said, potatoes, grapes, carrots, celery, cucumbers, anything you have lying around the house. You know, don't make anything special just for them. Excuse me. But once you get to this point, you're basically done. Now that I have my beetles in here, I put more superworms to morph to start the whole process over again to turn into pupa. By the time they're turning into pupa and starting their whole process to turn into beetles, these should all be dead, and they should be in the nursery working on becoming my regular feeders. So basically, once you get to this part, you're done. You got your whole colony set up, and you just got to maintain it from here. So I hope that helped somebody out. Hope you guys liked the video.